Hi, my name is Brandon, and over the past year, the Delight Cafe team and I have traveled across the U.S. researching this rapidly growing industry of CBD products. What we have found throughout the industry were products that were inconsistent in dosage and used ingredients that weren't even lab tested. Products with chalky textures, bitter aftertaste, and worst of all, confusion among the CBD consumers. That's why we created Delight Cafe. A 15 milligram lab-tested, all-natural, water-soluble hemp CBD powder pack. It's odorless, colorless, and tasteless. Add it to your favorite drink of choice, wherever, whenever, on the go. Quickly find your calm, your balance, and your delight when you need it most.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Brandon Croucher, and I'm glad to have you guys here with me today. I have with me for the next episode of The Age, an honest conversation about health, hemp, and happiness, Miss Traci Lamb. Traci is an award-winning top, was it 50 or top 100? I want to make sure I give you the proper dues.
It's top 100.
Top 100 innovators in healthcare by the International Forum for Advancement in Healthcare. She is I want to make sure I get everything because she is an amazing individual. I've been blessed to be able to meet her out in Vegas, and now we're both on the East Coast again, and she is a ball of energy. Traci is a certified life coach, certified executive coach, international coaching for the coaching federation, along with being a paralegal through the Boston University. She successfully owned and ran her own recurring business and recruiting business, and is now fulfilling her passion with helping people. She is an individual that has both of her parents in their 80s. She has no kids. So most of her time is taking care of her parents and working for the church and spending time with friends and building up Smart Caregiving LLC. Ladies and gentlemen, do me a favor. Welcome Traci Lamb. I need a button just for the cheering, you know?
I was going to say, you need an applause button.
Like, yay! So, Traci, I want to tell everybody, you and I were talking before everything got started, and I had to tell Traci, like, we have been talking for a couple months since the event, and we're doing business together. We've started connecting. There we go. The hello cuties. Hello, Traci. You're getting it now. So with this going on, you and I were having fun, and I've gotten to know you a little bit. I know how to make you laugh. That's my favorite thing is when I can make someone laugh. But you and I started talking about everything you do, and you actually got Joe, who was with Delight Cafe, you got him excited. He's like, Brandon, you got to talk to Traci. So I got all excited, ready to buenos nachos. I want nachos now. But like, you got him excited, and then you and I started talking. And I did everything in my power to know what you were doing and understand it. And I come home, and I'm telling my parents, because I'm so excited about what you do and how it's so different. And my parents turn around and go, so what you're telling us is you're living with us forever and you think you're moving in here to help us.
You somehow messed it up.
Right, I messed this up bad. So help me explain what you're doing and how you are literally changing the world for people.
Oh, thank you so much. Well, it is a joy to be able to do what I do. I worked for hospice for 15 years, and while I was there, I noticed that there was a huge disconnect between the healthcare industry and basically people who take care of loved ones at home. Just like me, I take care of my parents. You know, the problem is that there's nowhere for these people to call and get answers. You know, if you have cancer, you can call a cancer support group. Or if you have Alzheimer's, you can call an Alzheimer's support group. But if you're like me and you just take care of your mom and dad and you have questions about anything and everything, there's literally nowhere to call. And so after being in the healthcare industry a long time, I knew a lot of information. I knew a lot of people. I knew a lot of companies offered products and services that people didn't even know existed. And so I thought, you know, I need to do something about that. I love helping people. That's why I worked for hospice for 15 years. And so that's my passion. And so I created a company that basically allows people who take care of loved ones at home, whether it's a special needs child or parents or friends, anybody, to call in and ask questions and email questions. And I've created a directory of companies that offer products and services that can help them on their caregiving journey. Companies like yours, which is how you and I connected.
Yes.
And it makes it to where they no longer have to feel alone. It's building a community of like-minded people, and it makes them they feel like, oh wow, I actually have somebody that I can call,
Yes.
and
Now, let me ask you this. So yours is an online program for people who are, because I don't want to explain this wrong. I want to make sure when I leave, I'm not going around thinking I'm moving into everybody else's house, because apparently that's how I'm explaining, right? So with that, like, so you can be online and you're there to be able to connect with people, but there's many different ways. I'm going to bring your website up. Tell us some of the ways. That's not what I wanted. I wanted it to be here. I want you to be able to tell everybody about what is some of the things you do, because you do a lot for people. You're providing the valuable resources and things, but it's more than that. You have provided, I'm going to go down here, services to support, the trust, the peace of mind, and answers. But those are very nice words. What services are you actually providing that are different from hospice?
Well, for example, for like hospice will give you services as far as actually like sending somebody to the home, okay, and actually sending somebody to your home to help you, okay, and providing durable medical equipment and bringing medication and all those kinds of things. The services we provide are twofold. One, like I say, it's answers. Okay. I had a caregiver call me today. I'm going to just give you an example. All right. I had a caregiver from New York call me today. His father is in Florida, where I happen to be located. And he's very frustrated. His father collapsed on the floor. He didn't know what to do. His father was being transported somewhere to the hospital. And he was like, I don't know what to do. I don't know if he needs help. I don't know what to do. And so I let him know, first of all, I would talk to the hospital, see if he can go home on his own. If he can go home on his own, I would actually call in hospice and get him evaluated for hospice. What a lot of people don't understand about hospice, most people think that that's like, okay, somebody's going to be dead in a week. and
that was my impression of it. So honestly, that was when my grandma went into it. I thought like a month was going to be heaven if we got that.
Sure. And I thought the same thing until I worked for them. And then I realized that that's not the case. The reality is my father went under hospice care for 2.5 years, and he got much better, and he revocated out. And my father is still alive today. And hospice can actually help you for free, because Medicare will pay for those services and will give you all different kinds of services. So we basically connect the dots, is the best way to put it. We connect the dots. We answer the questions of what are you calling about? We talk to you about what the needs are for the patient and for the person that's caring for the patient. And then we figure out, okay, what's the best way to help you? And that's what we do. And then we connect the dots and make it to where, and then they can call back, they can email back and say, okay, well, this has happened now, because patients progress. And they can call back, they can ask more questions, and we will walk with them on their caregiving journey.
What are some of the most common issues that you've come across with this? Because my parents, while they don't want me to take care of them, apparently, which is fine. But like for the people whose parents love them and want them to stay with them and take care of them, what is something that you would like? What is some of the stuff that I should be preparing? I should get ready.
Well, one of the most common questions is this. People will call and say, I have to work 8 hours a day, but my parent can't stay home 8 hours a day. And most agencies like care.com or Visiting Angels, not to knock those, because those all have a place, but most of those are a little bit too pricey for most normal people, because normally those cost anywhere from $25 to $30 an hour. So if you're talking about an 8-hour day and you're talking about 5 days a week, it can get really expensive really quickly. So that is probably one of the most common answers. There is actually an organization called Elderhelpers.org. Phenomenal organization. They are nationwide. They actually background screen volunteers that are willing to come and sit with the patient, and it won't cost you anything. And these patients, and like I say, the volunteers are background screened, so you don't have to panic about, some crazy person that's going to come in and be with my dad, or whatever. But there are multiple options for that. But elderhelpers.org is just one of the organizations that can help with that, and that's one of the most common questions. So.
So, and with Medicare paying for this, you're actually saving. I was trying to do the math really quick, but when you were talking about the volunteers, I lost it. So you're saving about $240 a day just having your company be able to assist getting the help they need. That's a big thing that I don't think people realize. With that, you also have a vetting process of going through for picking what actually connects with you and your company. How do you pick companies? How do you make sure you're actually getting the best stuff?
Sure. And I absolutely do have a vetting of all my companies. I talk to every CEO of every company that I put onto my website. And I do not let any company come on there if I feel like they are not going to treat my caregivers right. Then I turn them down. There's 2 multi-million-dollar companies that they were worldwide, and they really wanted to be on my website, and they really wanted to get in front of caregivers. And I liked their products, but the reality was that I really I didn't like the way they really treated me. And I was like, you know what? If you're going to treat me this way and I own the company, then you're not going to treat my caregivers right.
That's not right. And I give you credit for that, because that's having the knowledge of yourself and what you believe in your company. You have to know when to walk away. So Traci, I commend you for that. Now you do something special though with this. So how you doing, Traci? So Traci, you do have fun with this, but you're also doing things because most senior citizens are on a budget, or their kids are on a budget. Absolutely. How can people afford to actually get help like this? Like, that just seems like crazy expensive. How expensive are you, Traci?
$5 a month.
Wait, what?
And that gets everything.
Wait, what? Repeat that. I'm sorry. $5 what?
$5 a month. Well, see, here's the thing, and here's the thing. Most caregivers are just like me. They don't have a lot of money. I truly believe, and as soon as I started my company, the people that I brought on board with me to work with me, and I tell every CEO that I work with, as you are included, because I've said this to you more than once, I truly believe if you do things for the right reason, then the money will follow. And I'm doing this because I genuinely care about people, and I genuinely care about the people that are caring for these people, because it is a very selfless act. They are taking time and effort and energy out of their day, and they do not have, a lot of money, and they don't have a lot of time to put into a 4-hour Google research to find different companies that can help them get a patented bed sore pillow, which, by the way, is on my directory, but they would never even know that exists. They would never even know that exists. And so for me, if I can make it like a one-stop shop for them, where they can ask questions, they can see the directory as it grows, they can come in every month and just see, oh, wow, there's a new company on here, and I didn't even know a company like that existed. And, and they can just do that for less than a cup of coffee a month, then why not do that? Why not?
that's a great point, because it is such an affordable thing. Like Shauna Jones says, I need that for my mom. There's a lot of people that are in these scenarios, that are in these situations, and they are trying to get it. I mean, I'm glad that you love your mom enough that you'd want to give her this program.
Absolutely.
My mom's still pushing me out the door. She's like, hey, sooner you're gone, the better. No, I'm just kidding. But hospice is a lot for families. So one of the biggest things I'm sure you get, like we talked at the beginning about how people assume hospice just means the end.
Yes.
But how can families feel or know that when they sign up and they're paying $5 to you just to be a part of this, that it's not just another company? It's not like they're paying for a Sam's Club card.
Oh, no.
Tell us why you're so different, because Traci, you are doing something different here. That's why you won this award, and I want to make sure I get all the angles with you.
Well, for sure. Well, the thing that I'm doing different, that honestly there's no other company in the country that's doing, is I'm actually putting real people behind this. So when somebody calls in, when somebody emails in, you're not just sending an email to somewhere, whatever. You actually can pick up a phone and you can say, this is the problem that I got. Like I had 3 caregivers call me just today, and they were like, this is the problem that I have. Can you please help me? I walked them through everything. They were like, oh my goodness, thank you so much. I never would have gotten this information from anybody else. And, you know, it's, to me, that's extremely rewarding, because I know that I've really helped somebody at a crisis time that they really need the help, and given them information that they really genuinely need. And the problem is that nobody wanted to take the time to help these people. You know, everybody talks about there's a caregiver problem, but nobody wants to actually answer the questions, you know, actually talk to these people on the phone. And that's what we do different. That's what we do.
So you're having that customer connection where you're actually removing that fear. It's like actually going to make you laugh. You're giving that support and trust for the peace of mind.
Absolutely. That is exactly right. And that's what I want. You know, the thing is, and what I found out just even talking to caregivers in the last year and a half since I even started my company, is that, you know, caregivers get concerned. They get worried about, okay, is this a stupid question? You know, I mean, am I asking a dumb question? You know, and then, like I say, they feel completely alone. They feel very isolated, you know, and they feel like, you know, I'm bad because I feel overwhelmed right now. You know, they don't want to go to the rest of their family and say, okay, I really feel overwhelmed and I need some help. And they don't know who to call and who to talk to about that. And that's what we're here for. That is what we're here for.
So I know you have a million stories of helping people. You've been in hospice for 15 years. But the thing is, my dad, he is a stubborn old man. I mean, my dad is a wonderful human, but he literally would not, if I offered help like this and said, hey, let's sign up for this to be able to get it. You don't want them to get stuck in that circle of digital hell that a lot of us have been stuck in, where we don't know what the hell we're clicking. And then we signed up and I got a wife from, you know, that, oops, it's fast. It's not really, what? I don't know. I think she typed something before that.
Okay.
I don't know. I was ready to click on it and think that I thought she was asking a question. But my dad doing this, how do you keep them out of that digital hell? But you're also making sure to provide more than that. It's the answers are there, but what's different with yours is each product you can define it, like why it's going to be better for people. It opens up. There's the love you. It opens up the doors and that for people to have the conversation. What do you do about those stubborn old men like my dad? I mean, people that are like my father, like people like him that are just not wanting it. You know, like they don't want to admit they're going to need that help.
Absolutely. Well, my father is the exact same way. My father was military. So you want to talk about somebody who did not want help? My father. That's it exactly. And, you know, the whole premise behind my company is education. You know, I want people to be able to be educated, because partly what they don't understand is about, say, hospice. So with my father, you know, when he got really bad, he got to the point to where he could barely breathe, walking from the living room to the bathroom. And his oxygen was just, I mean, he literally could barely breathe. And so a nurse there said to me, a nurse I was working with at hospice said to me, you should probably have him evaluated for hospice. And I was like, okay, he's not dying. I said the same thing. And she goes, no, they can help him. She said, let them come out and evaluate. You can do what's called a patient referral. You don't have to have a doctor refer, which that was the first thing that I learned. A family member can just call in and say, listen, I'm worried about my dad, and I'd like to do a patient referral. And hospice will send out a nurse, typically within about 4 hours. And they will go ahead and they will do an evaluation. Now, a patient does have to meet criteria for hospice, and it's different for every single person. Because if you have cancer, then the evaluation is different than if you have Alzheimer's. Okay, so it's different for every single person. There's no like set standard of, okay, if you got this, then you get in. That's just the way that it works. However, there's even things called failure to thrive, which means if the patient, which is what happened with my father, and my father also had what's called CHF. Anybody who's in the medical field that's listening to me knows that's congestive heart failure. It is terminal. However, my father wasn't necessarily dying, but he was declining, and it is considered terminal. Well, they came out, they evaluated him, they talked to a hospice doctor. The hospice doctor said, yes, he is declining. And what Medicare does to make sure that they stay under guidelines is every 14 days, they will come out, they will evaluate the patient and make sure the patient is continuing to decline. As long as the patient has declined even a little bit, they will keep the patient under care, which is why they kept my father under care for 2.5 years. And they will provide any kind of durable medical equipment like oxygen, wheelchairs, shower chairs, hospital beds, all of that they provide for free. They will send out a certified nursing assistant. They'll send it out once a week or 7 days a week to help with giving a shower or cooking meals or whatever you want to do. They do all of that for free. So that's why I tell people, sometimes the first option is to call hospice, because sometimes they can actually help you more than you actually even realize.
Interesting. Now, you're in Florida. I'm in Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
Some of our viewers are in other parts of the world as well, like all over. So you can help all over the world. But the thing is, how do you know the laws from countries to countries and state to state? I'm just curious.
Now, as far as state to state, hospice typically works the same nationwide. So anybody that's in the U.S., hospice is basically going to work the same no matter where you are. So
Okay.
even if you're in Ohio or New York or Cleveland or wherever, it's going to work the same. It's a little bit different in some different countries. It all depends on the country. I would have to kind of talk to a couple of the people. I do have some connections that I can get the information about. Some countries actually don't have hospice. I know England actually has what's called care homes. I have a client on my directory that's from England. I also know that I have a client from Belgium as well. So I actually have some connections overseas that I can talk to, and I can get that information as I get caregivers from those particular countries. But the great thing, what we tell people is this: if you call and ask us a question and we don't have the answer, then within 24 to 48 hours, we will call you back and we'll have an answer for you. So we're gonna do the research. We're gonna do the time, effort, and energy, not you, because you got too much on your plate.
So, Traci, you have this big heart. You're doing a lot of good things here. I love the smile. She's like, thanks. I love it. But Traci, in all seriousness, for what's going on in the world and all that, as you go older, you're in your bio, you don't have any kids. So you're creating a program that is technically going to be able to help you as you grow. And that's like, was that part of your plan? Is this your baby?
This is my baby for more than one reason. This is my baby for more than one reason. I'm very protective of it, just like a parent would be.
Yes.
I am very protective of my caregivers. I'm very protective of my companies. I'm very, like you say, I'm very selective of my companies because of my caregivers. I really feel like, this is a world right now. It's a crazy world we live in for more than one reason, for multiple reasons. And the reality is that if we can do some good in the world by helping others and by making the journey easier, then why not do it? Why not do it?
So with getting older, I have no kids. Can I pay the $5 a month now and start getting this care service? Like, I don't want to breathe my own air anymore. Can I get an oxygen tank?
Absolutely. We'll send it over to you. We'll get it to you.
I love it. So we'll find a way, Brandon. So you have been doing this. I know you're going to have ups and down stories, but give me a reason that I know, because we talked about it last time on the phone or on our call. Without breaking HIPAA laws, give us a reason that you keep doing this every day and why you know you're doing the right thing.
Well, that's a simple answer. The reality is that, like I say, you can probably tell by the way I talk about my company, my baby. I truly love what I do. I truly love helping people. It is so rewarding to me. Like I say, just to talk to people on the phone, and that by the end of the conversation, I can just tell that the burden has been relieved, that they feel better, that by the time they hang up the phone with me or one of my team, they're just like, oh, I feel so much better. Oh, I just feel so much better. And that is so rewarding to me. That makes me feel like, I do want to make a difference. I'm one of those people that is an eternal optimist. Good. Like you are, which is why we probably connected the way we did.
Agree.
And I truly believe that if it is within your power to make a difference in life, whether it be in a big way or a small way, then why not do it? Because the world is in a crazy mess, and we all need to be able to help each other. So,
excuse me. You have clients all over the world. You're able to help people. If not having a contact, you're willing to go out of your way to find someone to make sure you get help. Traci, for $5 a month, this seems too good to be true. And I sound like a commercial for you right now, but it's the truth. Like, sure. I have a grandma who is in hospice right now. Sure. And when she was getting placed in there, none of us knew what to do. From where do we put her to how this is going to go? Does she have a nurse in the house? There were so many questions that it created fights in the family. It created discussions between each other that were just angry because nobody had the right answer and everybody wanted an answer. With that, have you noticed that you're actually helping a lot of parents, but more the kids, relieve their anxiety knowing their parents are going to be secure?
It's a little bit of both. The thing is that we do get calls from the actual patient themselves because, they're starting to get anxious. They may be in kind of the situation that your parents are in. Like, they can still kind of take care of themselves, but they know a day is coming, you know, and they would like to know, okay, is there a place where I could call, where I could ask questions, where I could find out about different products and services that could help me and that would be worth me checking out because there's some really good things on there. So we're getting some of that, but we get a lot of children, a lot of people just like me, where they're just like, okay, I'm like at my wit's end, my dad is driving me crazy and, I don't know what to do about it, and so they'll call me and, I learned at hospice, we learned a very unique customer service skill working in hospice for a very long time. Because at hospice, you actually get calls from people in a very, very, very difficult situation. And so we learned very quickly how to deal with people on a calm level, that even when people call you and there's a major dynamic going on that, they're really upset or they're really angry or they're crying or, whatever, because you get all of that at hospice. We were taught how, you just kind of stay status quo and you bring the level down. And what I've done with the people that I've hired for my company that work with me, I put on my recruiter hat when I hired them, was I basically made sure that they were going to be taught the same type of customer service skills. And so I have taught them the same type of customer service skills that I was taught at hospice, so that when caregivers call in, they'll be able to take care of them the same way that I learned how to take care of them.
So I actually see Lena's comment is she's saying that she's worked with people that have palliative lives. They've sat with and held hands. No human being should be allowed to die alone. Taking care of corpse wrapping. I can't imagine how hard that would be. Like, just, yeah, and you never get used to it, but they must have respect and be beautiful until they leave this earthly life. What an amazing way of saying that. So with that, you're taking care of people. You're an angel, technically, because you're opening up doors that maybe they couldn't have broken through. You were in Vegas. You won one of the top visionaries. I love it. Top 100. Yes. How do you see your company growing in the future? What are your goals?
My number one goal when I created this company was I want to help as many people as I possibly can. Yeah. And, that's why I made it go global. Because caregiving is not just a nationwide problem. It's a global problem. There are people that take care of people in every single country on the planet. So it's not just a United States problem. It's a global problem. And people have problems everywhere. It's not just here. So I wanted to be able to do that. And I wanted to be able to help them do that. And she made a great point. Palliative care is a beautiful thing too. And hospice's motto is every day is a gift. And I really feel that way. Every day is a gift. And so it should be that way for every single caregiver that is taken on the selfless act of taking care of a loved one.
I think that's a great saying. So your parents are in, you have in the bio, your parents are in their 80s. Yes. What has been some of nothing personal, because I want to make sure I keep it PG. I don't want you being like, I like to throw my dad down the stairs. Don't worry, we talk about pushing little kids downstairs too. It's okay. But how some of the challenges you've run into, instead of looking at it as a challenge, you seem to be more grateful for it because it means you're jumping over a hurdle for others in the future. Is that a good way of saying that?
Absolutely.
So, what are the challenges that you would like others to not handle? Because, personally, I don't want to be pushing my dad down the stairs. I'd like to sometimes, but not today.
Well, the thing is that I actually live with my parents. Just so that a couple of quick things. I'm the middle child of three. My older sister died 15 years ago in a car crash, and my younger brother died last year from alcoholism. And so by default, if nothing else, I am taking care of both of my parents, and I moved in with them when COVID hit. Both of them have congestive heart failure and COPD. Any medical person out there will know what that is. And caregiving can be wonderful, but it also can be very frustrating. And that's one reason why, I've been on both sides of the fence. I've been a small company, and owned a small company. So I understand my companies, but I'm also a caregiver, and I understand the frustrations that go with it. I get frustrated with my father almost on a daily basis. And, I love them both to death. They're wonderful, wonderful people. And I'm very blessed to still have both of them. I know a lot of people that don't have both their parents, and I'm very blessed to still have both of them. But they both are declining. They both have their good days and their bad days. And they have their days when I have to do even more than other days. And I know most caregivers, it's the same way. A lot of them, they'll go to, I was working two full jobs. I was working I was working a full-time job, and I was doing this. And then I was coming home and taking care of my parents and trying to do this. So It's been an interesting 2 years. Thankfully, by the grace of God, I've been able to quit my full-time job and concentrate totally on this. But yes, thank you very much. I appreciate that. But I still, it can be challenging, when you have different things that happen, and you want to help, but then, like you say, they can be stubborn, they can be obstinate, they don't want to do things. I mean, sometimes my father is supposed to wear his oxygen and he doesn't like wearing his oxygen, so he won't wear it, and I'm like, okay, why won't you? And you're just going, okay, you realize it's kind of like shortening your life if you don't wear the oxygen. And but he just, and sometimes you just have to kind of learn how to deal with that kind of stuff. You, as my mother used to say, choose your battles.
Yeah, yes.
So that's what, as a caregiver, that's kind of what you do. You kind of choose your battles of what you're gonna argue about and what you're not.
So I want to ask this first, because it's one of these where I think you're going to have such a fun answer. Do you need help? So are you looking for volunteers? And if so, how can I get them? How can I get people like Lena into being able to help? Is it just go to your website from the links provided? Is it like, where do I go? How do I get volunteers for the people who can't sign up? And where do you want me to do? How do I do this for you?
Okay. Well, if they want to come and sign up, they can come and sign up at $5. They can sign up for my newsletter. There's a place there that they can sign up for free, or they could go to the Contact Me page and send the information on the Contact Me page, and they can say that's on the last page. Yes, and they can just go to the Contact Me page and just fill that information out there. Yes, that's the one. And then they
I love her smile. Sorry, ADD.
Yes, I know. I love that picture. That's a great picture. But yes, they can just send me a message that they would like to possibly volunteer. I am starting to look for people that would like to volunteer and work on answering the phones or emails. It would be remotely. And it wouldn't be a lot of hours in the day. They could basically make their own hours and do their own thing. But yes, if anybody's interested in doing that and helping us, I would love to speak with them. And Lena, I would love to talk to you.
I love it. Now, my fun question. What if a family has a child with special needs that's already getting like Medicare and all that? Mm-hmm. Are they eligible?
Absolutely. My cousin, as a matter of fact, has a special needs child that she was told when he was born that he wouldn't live past the age of 3. He's now 28, and he's overcome leukemia. I mean, you would not even believe all the things that this kid has overcome. He's amazing, and his mom is amazing as well. But absolutely, if somebody has a special needs child, same thing. We have a lot of different products and services that will help anybody that's taking care of a loved one at home. And I truly do believe Rosalind Carter once said it best, and it is true. Caregiving is going to eventually touch everybody. Whether you're taking care of your spouse, your parents, a special needs child, a friend that you really genuinely care about, eventually it's going to touch you and you're going to need help. Trust me, you're going to need help. And everybody really knows somebody that's taking some care of somebody as well. Even if they're not currently doing it, they know somebody who is. So that's why I wanted to make it affordable for everybody.
I love that. You really do have a big heart. So with everything you're doing, how do you find time to take care of Traci? Because that's an essential thing if you're going to be giving so much back to everybody. What is self-love to Traci?
Yeah, that's been difficult. That's been difficult. I will be totally honest and transparent. That's been very difficult. I tend to be the type of person that I always put other people before myself. And I always put everything before me. So I put my company before me. I put my parents before me. I put pretty much everything before me. I recently had a health scare. I don't think I even told you about this, but about 2 weeks ago, I had like a mini stroke in my right eye. And it was the last week that I was working both of my jobs. And I really think that it was just, I'm a Christian and I believe in God. And I really think that it was just God's way of saying, okay, you need to kind of step back and kind of chill out and take care of yourself. And I literally lost 80% of my vision in my right eye. And it was really scary. I will be totally honest with you. It was very, very scary. It was very, very frightening. I went to about 4 different eye doctors over the next week. And slowly, my vision has come back. I've got about 70% of it now, but about 30% of it is still gone. And the doctors don't know if it's going to come back. But, that's okay. It was kind of a wake-up call for me, number one, for me to take care of myself. That was the biggest wake-up call. And then two, I'm an epileptic too. I was born with epilepsy. When I was 14. I know. I have a crazy story. I have a crazy life story. But
Traci, I care about you. I've met you in person, and you're doing such big things. You really are. Think about what you're doing. You have your parents, but you have all of these people that you're benefiting by making sure you put them first. But the thing is, once you and I hit sign out, it's Traci. Like, I want to hug you. I want to hug you right now and help you. Like, I want to see you be able to get the best for you because you're doing such amazing things in this world. So, Traci, I don't like that I didn't know about this. I wish I would have got an email. Hey, B, I've been going through stuff. Just pray for me. I would have been like, got it. Sending it out to the prayer team and the atheists. That way we get it everywhere, no matter what God you want. But Traci, you have this big heart and you're doing big things. How can we turn around and show you the support? You have something new, exciting coming up soon. How can the Delight Cafe Network come and show you support? That way Traci goes, all right, they do love me. I got to go love myself now. What do we have to do?
Okay, so we are getting ready to launch our own YouTube channel, just like you have yours. We are getting ready to launch our YouTube channel. We are hoping to launch it within the next 2 weeks. So by September 14th, it should be launching. I will get the word to you so that you can let all of your wonderful peoples here know about that. And that would be great. And Brandon is going to be probably our first guest that we have on there.
Oh my God, pressure. I'm a little nervous, guys. I get nervous.
I'm sure. So nervous. I bet. We're gonna get on YouTube as well because we're already on Facebook. We're already on Instagram. We have a Facebook group called Traci Knows Caregiving, so you can get on there as well. And find out different things. We have a free newsletter that all comes out and everything like that. But we are going to be starting the YouTube channel, and we are going to be able to make it to where people are going to be able to come to the YouTube channel, and I'll be doing seminars, and we'll also be having different companies that are giving us products and services that will be highlighted and spotlighted on the YouTube channel as well.
I love it. You have a lot going on, Miss Traci.
Yes, I do.
Now, have you noticed your health getting a little better because of actually the other job ending? If there was only something to help with anxiety, like I just wish there was something I could send you. Oh, I do.
Oh, yes, I know. I need you to send me some of that for anxiety. That's exactly right. Yeah.
I think we do. Yeah, I'm gonna get you.
Yeah, I think you have a product that would help me with that.
Just a little idea,
Yeah, just a little idea.
It's only a single packet. Don't worry.
No, I know. I do believe in Vegas. I actually took several of those, and I actually had my mom try them, and my mom actually liked it, and a friend of mine tried it as well, and he really liked it as well. So yes, everybody that tried it after I brought several packets home, they all liked it. So yes, we're gonna have to order more.
I'm gonna be ready. I gotta be ready for everybody, all of your customers.
That's exactly right.
With Traci being a one in a million personality and a winner of one of the most innovative people in visionaries in healthcare, she's one of the top 100 of 2021. She's able to provide answers for families, and she's able to open up doors that a lot of people don't really know that they're going to run into one day. I think is a good way of me saying that.
Yep.
Now, Traci, give me, above everything else, what is going to make you know you were a success? Oh yeah, I'm going to change things up on you on that one. I made it sound like it was going to be something crazy.
Good. That's a good question. I think what would make me know that I was a success is just by the more caregivers that I can help. For me, it's all about, like I say, for me, it always goes back to the caregivers. Yes, I have companies, and yes, the reason I'm able to charge so little to the caregivers is because I have companies on board that are paying me. But the reality is that I want to be able to help the company. I want to be able to help the companies grow, and companies like yours. I want to be able to help the companies grow, but I also want to be able to give my caregivers products and services that I know these are really good companies. I can vouch for these companies. I've talked to all the CEOs for these companies, and that's what's gonna make it a win-win for me. Is when I can plug the two together, I connect the dots, and everybody is a happy camper. Then that's gonna make me a happy camper.
So you have big dreams. You're doing these big things. Traci, you're down in Florida. How have you noticed the past year with COVID and everything hitting? Have you noticed an increase in business and people wanting to be able to get their parents the help, or have you seen the opposite and people are just flocking to Florida and the young people, the older people are getting young again?
Well, we do live in Florida, and the reality is that it's kind of been a mixture. The reality is that of course we have Governor DeSantis, whichever side of the fence you fall on, but he's kind of kept Florida fairly open for the most part, even during the last 2 years, for the most part. And because of that, it helped at some point, and right now it's not so great, as everybody can see on the nightly news. But the reality is that it's caused a lot of people to have a lot more questions about the subject that we deal with every day, because all of a sudden a lot more people, number one, they're staying home and they're realizing, oh, okay, so this is what goes on while I'm not here, or this goes on while I'm not here, and they can see different things happening with a patient that they normally wouldn't see because normally they wouldn't be there. And then also, we've also had people see, okay, instead of sending a patient to a facility, like to an assisted living facility or a nursing home, they're like, oh, well, maybe I'd rather take care of them at home. I don't want them to get locked up in a facility and me not be able to see them for 4 months, so maybe I want to take care of them at home. Well, okay, if I want to take care of them at home, how do I go about doing that? And who's going to help me? And how am I going to be able to afford that? And, there's multiple questions that go into that. So because of those questions being asked, more people are wanting to find out the answers, and thus we're getting the people to call and ask those kinds of questions.
That's fascinating. I really is, because the more that this is going on, the more you're seeing people want to actually find answers to the confusion, and you're sitting here going, okay, let me help you. And not a lot of people want to do that. I know in particular, if I call my hospital, I know I'm going to have to hit like 0 a million times just until I get an operator. With you, I don't have that. I can send one quick email. I can connect with you on your Facebook page and all that. By the way, you made a friend. So if you want to see how it works here, it works where you She meant here. Works here. You are welcome to Sweden anytime. You can stay with me.
Oh, that's very sweet. Thank you so much, Lena. You are wonderful, and I will definitely connect with you.
She is such a sweetheart. She literally comes on and says hi and all the time. We have so many good. That's what the point of this is to have that good community, that good network of people that want to make a difference, not just. They see that they're making a difference, but they see that there's a lot bigger world out there, and they want to make a difference. And that's what I love about our community. So, Traci, are you ready for the last question of the day?
All right, I'm sitting down.
Okay. What is your favorite color? No, I'm just kidding. Purple. Oh, I lost $50 on that one. No, I'm just kidding. So, Traci, the way we like to end every show is we give a positive affirmation. We give a way of connecting with everybody. So, I will give a goodbye. It could be your favorite quote. It could be your favorite song. If you break out in a song, girl, I think you're going to make us go viral if you break out in a song, just so you know, Traci. But anything that's on your heart, you have the floor. It could be from why you're doing your business and why people should go check you out, and then to why you're influencing the world and making a huge impact, because you are. All right? I'll go first, show you how it's done. You ready? Don't worry. I go quick too. All right? So be ready. Okay, did you laugh at me saying I go quick? Which way are you laughing? Are you laughing at me in the perverted way, or are you laughing at me in the I never shut up way? Because I have a feeling it could be both.
I love hilarious. You are.
I am a big kid.
I think that's probably one reason why we connect so well, is that you and I both think alike, and we both tend to talk fast. I have to tell myself to not talk so fast, because at times I can tend to talk fast. So when you said, I'm going to go fast, I'm like, yeah, because you're probably going to talk fast. Like, I tend to talk fast. So
I had an interview recently, and I do my standing desk, and the guy taught me a trick. When you're standing here, I put my hand on my lower belly, okay? Mm-hmm. And I breathe in until I can feel my stomach start to expand. And what's interesting is it slowed me down for my interviews a lot. And it's really helped me be able to articulate things better. So I want to pass that knowledge along, because it was something I really appreciated. And I'd rather not just have it be stuck in here in his head, you know? So
I appreciate that.
5 Second Brandon is the name of my new minute rise. Thank you, Brian. Glad you're here. So, guys, I'm going to take this. Here we go. So, what a great way to talk about such a very sensitive topic. Hospice is not something a lot of people want to dive into. They don't really they don't want to have any knowledge of it until they have to. And that's what's scary, is imagine knowing you can have some help right there at the palm of your fingertips. Imagine knowing you could have that opportunity, that instead of dealing with Medicare and dealing with all the other laws and confusion, you have someone that can help you with that. Imagine being able to take care of your parents or even yourself the best way you can, without having to fear of what corporations have what on you. Today, we got to speak with an amazing woman who's doing a lot of great things. And Traci is building up a community of people just like we are. I'm grateful for her to take time out of her day today to come back here, sit in the Delight Cafe with us, having this conversation and educating us on why it's important for the future and why it's important for our parents to provide the best care that we can and get the answers we need. Subscribe to her network, go give a volunteer, and make sure you connect with Traci, guys. She's going to take us out today. Please make sure to give her some love, appreciation, and go vibes, guys. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Brandon, so much. You are an awesome person, and I want to thank you again for having me on the Delight Cafe. It has truly been a pleasure. It's always a pleasure to talk to you. Your product is amazing. It's one of the main reasons why I not only wanted to be on your service today, on your cafe today, but it's one of the main reasons why I signed up your service to be on my website. I just want to let everybody know, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to listen. We are building a global community. You are not alone. There is help out there. We genuinely do care about you. We genuinely do care about your caregiving journey, and you no longer have to feel isolated. So please pass the word. Let anybody and everybody know that you know that has somebody to take care of a loved one at home, to have them feel free to give us a call, and we would love to be able to help them in any way we can. Have a great day. Bye now.
Wow, Traci, you came in and it was like, you're just like, I got this, guys. Don't you worry. Brush your shoulders off. I got you guys. We're going to take this together. Traci, you were amazing. It was great having you. Traci, you are awesome. You're getting love all around. Traci, please know you are welcome back anytime. I love you. If you need any help, write me, please. Lena just sent me a picture of her on Facebook with her 101-year-old friend.
Oh, how precious.
She has, guys, that's why we do this. It's that love, that compassion, that human light that we have in all of us. Absolutely. That we want. We all believe we could change the world. And Absolutely. You know what? Let's do it. I love it. So, Traci, you are my hero, at least for today. Even if it's not every day, you're my hero today. I love you, everything you're doing. Guys, remember, it is Wednesday. It is Hemp Day. Your random hemp fact of the day. Here it comes. I have to think of what I want to say. Did you guys know that the Declaration of Independence has 2 pages of it written on hemp paper? The fact is, it was a not complete hemp paper. It's a mixture of both hemp papers. The facts on this are actually documented on the United States government's website, defining exactly what was used to make this and why people have this debate today. Just so you know, it used to be illegal not to grow hemp either. If you weren't growing hemp in your backyard, as a United States citizen, you were breaking the law. So, find your calm, find your balance, find your delight when you need it most. It's Hemp Day. We had an amazing conversation about hospice with Traci. Don't forget to get over the hump for the rest of the week. Find that person you're going to hump tonight and have a great one, guys. Thanks for everything.